Dun, dun,
Go.
dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, welcome back to Singer Family Adventures and Pin Sanity Pin Sunday. And
Sin.
I have my special guest star. Wait, let's see if I can do this correctly. Am I pointing to you? And my special guest star, who I hope I'm
Yeah.
pointing in the right direction, Mary of the Siskateers.
That's me.
Yay! We might have one other person coming on. I don't know if she's going to make it or not, but we shall see. So I have some pins to share tonight that I've been buying. Oh, hey, Karen. And then Mary and I wanted to chat about the pin event that's coming in August.
Yes.
Which I am going to, and Mary's not going to, the One Family Pin event. Yes, Karen is here for a live. Hey,
I can't get
Melissa.
Hey, Mel.
Are you going to the pin event in August, Mel? That would be super cool to meet you in person. I don't know if you are. Oh, are you going? Looks like she's going. Oh my God, I was going to message you about that, Val.
Yes, she is.
Sweet. That's super sweet. Oh, so fun.
I figured she was. Hey, Cherie.
Oh, wow. We got a bunch of people. Hey, Cherie.
Yeah.
Woo, woo. So I'm super excited now, Melissa, to meet you in person. That's going to be really fun. So
I've met Melissa.
I was just, what?
I've met Melissa.
You've met Melissa. Yes. I think I knew that. I love it when the chat is like, hey, Karen. Hello, Karen. Hi, Cherie. Hey, Mary. Hey, Cherie. Hey, Melissa.
Everyone. Yeah.
You know, et cetera, et cetera. But so anyway, I filled out my forms today, the RSP forms. I don't remember what that stands for, but they're due tomorrow for people who are going to the event. And basically, you've got to fill out all the first choices that you want. And then you've got to fill out all the doubles that you want. And then they give you a third, fourth, and fifth round, which were just for the mystery pins, right? The mystery pin boxes. So I asked for all 3 mystery boxes. I asked for 5 copies of each because I love mystery boxes. And at least one's going to you. All right. I love Raglan.
Me too.
With the dancers.
They weren't dancing when we were there, though.
Maybe they don't dance for lunch. Okay, so Melissa says, Val, is it just me or was the pin catalog kind of weak? So this is what Mary and I were talking about this morning because I offered Mary, I said, do you want me to pick up any pins for you? And sorry for all the rest of you. I didn't ask everybody. But you only put in for 4 pins? Holy moly. I put in for a bunch of pins, although I don't expect to keep all of them. But I said, are there any pins you want? And Mary said all the Star Wars. For Michael. And so I went back through the catalog and I'm like, well, there's really only 2 Star Wars pins. Actually, it turned out there was 3. And she was like, well, what about this pin and this pin? And I'm like, yeah, those are.
Nope.
Normally, the pins are only available at first for the people who have paid to go to the event, right? Because that's part of why we pay to go to the event. But this year, they are, and this is the first live event I will have ever been to. So I signed up for Heroes and Villains, but I'm not even counting that because it was an online thing, right? I basically bought pins.
Yes, Melissa, that's what she's about to start talking about.
Yeah, so this time, some of the releases are only coming out in California, in Disneyland, and some of the releases are only coming out in Shop Disney. So it seemed to be about like 50% at the main event and then like 25. at the other two places. And it makes me really frustrated because I paid for the event. Do you know what I mean? And especially the
Right.
California one where I'm not as annoyed with Shop Disney, even though that's going to be a huge pool of people to compete with for a pin that's an LE of, 500 or 1,000. Hey, Nicole. Um, but Disneyland, like that automatically means I'm going to have to pay somebody, markup prices to have them pick up pins for an event that I paid to go to, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, that's what I said. I'm glad we didn't pay for it. I feel bad for you guys that did, because that's what you pay for the event for. So like Melissa just said, the tickets were more expensive than they've ever been. And then they
Right.
split the pins. So yeah, I can see how those of you that paid for it are kind of like, what are you doing here? This is not really, it's really not an appropriate way for them to do business.
No, it doesn't feel fair
Sorry.
because the people, for example, in Disneyland are going to get access to it. I mean, I understand that the people at Disneyland feel frustrated that this event always happens at Walt Disney World, and I get that because if you're like where Lauren or Seth is, not far from Disneyland, then you don't go to Walt Disney World that often because that's a huge chunk of money when you're near a park. Um, so that's why you put on for the add-on package of the trading lane. I think was that the $30 thing, Mel, that was at the top? Because I said yes to that. I said no to reserved seatings, but I said yes to getting in the trading lane, like I think faster, because I suspect that some of those pins that are only available online or at Disneyland are going to be on the trader boards. At least I think they ought to be, because if they're not even on the trader boards, then that's going to be crap.
I would think that they should be.
They should be. And I don't totally understand how those work. I don't understand how many of my traders I have to bring with me to the event.
All of
So
them.
all of them. Do you know how many traders I have?
You can't have
I'm
more
going
than
to.
Karen.
What?
You can't have more than Karen.
No, I don't. But Karen inspired me to start collecting a lot more traders, and so
a trading collection. Oh my gosh! I would like to see your traders.
What?
See them. I would like to see them.
Well, and 150 of my traders are, currently in the mail somewhere between Canada and the United States. But, I'm going to bring all my traders. Like there's a sort of official event on the 11th, which is I actually bought, like, it was $15 to bring a guest to that, so I bought a $15 ticket, and I think Laura of Jody and Laura is going to come with me just to that, and that's like a trading space. But I don't know if the actual event, like how much tons of trading we're doing. Karen has less than 100 traders. Yeah, but the thing with your traders, Karen, is like they're all Artland and DSSH and, right? Like you got some big traders.
Do you see what Melissa says about the pins, the trading pins?
Okay, I'm reading it now. You have 4 trading tabs per day. Each tab entitles you to 2 pins per trade. So you'll need 16 pins to total for the 2 days. And is that like, can I bring anything to trade with what's on the board, or do I have to bring like LEs for LEs, or I don't know. Melissa and I need to talk more to the side, but
I think she's been before.
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing video of her going to the one that had the Cinderella pins released at it. For their board, you can trade any cheapo pins as long as they are official pins. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so yeah, I'll bring like 16 of those, and then I'll bring some other higher end ones. I mean, I definitely am hoping to find a space where I'm doing like live higher end trading with some people because I want to see what's out there. You know what I mean? And I haven't gotten to do that much of that. So I'm really excited about that. Um, I'm going to be
Okay, now I'm
totally.
devastated. I'm not going.
Why? Because just thinking about it.
Yes.
I
Man,
mean,
it's just going to be so fun.
sorry, Mary's like, I'm glad I'm not going. I'm glad I'm not going. I'm devastated. I'm not going. It. I think it is going to be so much fun, but I also think it's a ripoff, and I think they're sort of reducing what it means for the people who are going while they're raising the price. Do you hear my cat?
Mm-hmm.
He's screaming at the door for a second walk. He
Is
wants to go.
it Banks?
Yeah. Um, so keep the nice trading pins for the tables in case you find someone with good pins. For the Disney board, use hidden Mickeys, OE pins, booster packs, etc. You think they still have tickets available?
They do.
They haven't sold out?
No,
You sure you don't want to come?
I can't. It's the boys' first week of school.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
I
good
can't
thing
get off
about
because I can't get off because I'm off to take Austin to get in his dorms earlier in the week,
it. Oh
so I
right,
can't be
sure.
off. Yeah,
We're
so
going. I mean, I'm really excited about that trip because we're going to the Pin event, and then we're getting on the Wish for our Disney Wish, and then we come back, and then like the Monday we come back on Saturday, and the Monday after we come back, Jonah starts his school year. Um, that's his problem. you know.
well, we have to take Austin and put him in his dorms and
Well,
all
yeah,
that
a
stuff.
freshman year of college away, of course. Junior year of college down the
Yeah,
street, tough toodles.
yeah.
um,
Well, and I'll be probably tough toodles next year, so
uh-huh.
just be like, okay, have a good year.
Nicole says, "Pins cruising in school. Oh my, pins cruising in
What's
school.
going
Oh my."
on?
I think that's going to be my chant that week. Pins cruising in school. Oh my. Hi, Binks. Did you stop screaming? So, can I completely change the topic from pins for a moment?
Yeah.
I live in a townhouse with an HOA. We have a wonderful pool. I love my pool. We have a balcony, and part of it is that the HOA maintains everything outside the building. Um, so they're doing this big project where they're painting like half of the houses and redoing the balconies on the ones that need repairs or what have you. And that includes us. And so all of my balcony furniture has been inside, and we have a huge storage box for pillows. We have an outdoor couch. We have an outdoor hammock thing. We have a giant umbrella, and they're all in my living room, and they're driving me crazy. It's been a week, and it's going to be another week. And but my balcony, like half of it is rotting. Hi, hi, see the people you've been screaming at? Yes, you see. He's looking at the screen. Yes, you see. Hi. Hi. So I want to ask Melissa what she's most excited about with this event, and I don't know. What's the biggest live pin trading thing that you've ever been to, Mary?
I've not been to one.
No? All right. Well, we got to get you next year or something. Hello, Christine.
Hi, Christine. I was gonna go to the Cinderella one, and then of course, everything. It's always something. That was the first weekend of baseball that year.
Right.
So,
right.
I try not to miss baseball unless it's like absolutely like I have to. But that was the first weekend of baseball, so I didn't go to that. And then, of course, that was the month
What year's
before.
Logan going to be next year?
He's a sophomore.
Oh, yay. Nina's about to hop on. Yeah, I think once you're done with their activities, then maybe it's easier,
Yeah, and Logan's activities are very different than Austin's. They're not quite as time consuming. Um,
Right,
so
right.
it's not
Nina,
very
if you're
stressful.
about to hop on, I did email you the link. So when I see you pop up, we will add you in. Um,
Yay.
um, so back to the event, they're having these like bars um, that are the one family bars. They're calling it, and they have like 5 little hooks on them, and then you can have 5 dangles of different characters, and they're selling different sets. So there's the Fab Five, there's a Star Wars Five, there's um, Winnie the Pooh Five. Of course, the Stitch one is like only in California. The Marvel one is only in California, but they're little pins that you can rearrange, and then you can sort of put them how you want. So if you want one with Winnie the Pooh and Black Widow and Darth Vader and Mickey and Minnie, you could do that. You know what I mean? Um, so, oh wow, you've been to a bunch. Animation Celebration, Fairy Tales, Cinderella Pin Trading Night.
Well, when they start having the smaller ones again, I would say that it would be easier for me to go.
Was Cinderella a smaller one?
Yeah.
What makes it? I mean, is it
The
cheaper? Is it?
I think it was cheaper, and I don't think it was a specific like Cinderella, and
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure there weren't as many pins available. I don't know if you had to do an RSP for that. Melissa can enlighten us a little bit more about it, but I think that,
Yeah, I wasn't
and
really
they're not
following.
inside the parks. Those are at Coronado Springs.
Okay.
Those like smaller ones are. I do know that.
Yeah.
Um,
This trading event on the 11th, I think, is at Coronado Springs.
Take
Um,
this off.
so I'm waiting to see if Nina comes in. Um, but have you done any pin trading or buying or any of that lately?
I did buy when we were down there in June. I bought some pins, but I mean, I showed them in a video, but not
Right.
everybody watches videos, so I can show them if you want me to.
You're not obsessively trading and buying pins like every week?
Nope, I don't trade.
Um,
I'm a bad trader. I don't trade.
oh,
I got these.
oh, right, right. Yes, I remember. I did watch your video. I have those too. We're both collecting those teapots, and you figured out what, right? Wasn't it you who figured out why there's 2 aerials of the teapots? One is sea and one is land.
Yeah, one is the pink dress and one is the mermaid.
Right. Okay. The pin trading nights are cheaper, and they tend to release pins exclusive to the pin trading night. Pre-release certain anniversary pins prior to them hitting the parks. Um, yeah, that would be fun to go to. Um,
Yeah, I'm a pin hoarder.
I've been doing a lot of the auctions on Pin Trading with POW, but I'm a little, I don't know. I pin traded with somebody last weekend and they promised they would send it to me, and I sent them their pins, and I haven't heard back from them, haven't gotten the pins. So hold on 1 second. Welcome, Nina.
Hello, I made it.
You're in. Okay, I'm going to put your comment in because sometimes the comments like get in the way of the faces. You know what I mean?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great,
Mary,
great,
can you hear Nina?
Yes.
great.
Okay.
Hello to you both and everybody in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of my favorite people, so this is perfect.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, good. Just got back from a family barbecue, so that was nice. And
Very
back in
good.
time, because if people do fireworks, I want to be home with Buster so he doesn't get too upset. You know, I like to put on some cat TV and soothing music. So I got to be home before dark every night this weekend.
Does he flip out?
He gets upset and hides. He doesn't like flip out, but you could tell it bothers him, and then he just hides the rest of the night. So
Yeah.
at least it makes me feel better if I put on the soothing music.
Yeah. Lily, the dog, will shake. I mean, she'll come and like sit right under my feet and be shaking. Um, so we're talking about the pin trading event that I'm going to that is happening in August at
Great.
Epcot. Melissa's going, and she said, "What am I looking forward to the most at the event?" I'm just looking forward to it's not even the pins, it's like the atmosphere. I'm so excited for it. So Mary, you do have to come to Atlanta one of these days when like
Oh, yeah.
I've gone 3 times now to the Atlanta pin trading night, which is once a month. And the thing is, most of them are Olympic pin traders, you know.
That's so
they're-
fascinating.
yeah, and they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pins.
Wow.
And you know, and a lot of them, the majority of them, have been meeting every month since 1996.
Wow.
Yes. So
They must know each other so well and their stories and collect
do.
like we do, like how I know Mary collects Minnie and Daisy. They must know like things about each other so well.
And they also like they're still tracking down pins from people. So like
Wow.
one guy recently bought some huge lot of pins from somebody who had been collecting and was getting rid of them. And so he comes in with this, and I guess they weren't very valuable pins. So he brings them in and he's like, yeah, $1 and $2 each. And then everyone's like, ooh, you know, but none of them are pins I like or care about. But there's like 2 people that have Disney pins. And then I got this one woman who I sort of connected with off of Facebook who's in suburban Atlanta. She came last time and she was super excited. And it was just so fun.
Yeah,
So
I'll
when
come
you-
over one week.
When
Yeah.
you say you looking forward to the atmosphere of the pin event, can you describe? You've been to past ones, right? Like
No,
you
I've never
haven't?
been to an official Disney. Like all I've been to is these Olympic pin trader folks. And
Yeah.
even that was just so
So
exciting.
this, will be so much more maybe enhanced and like, wow, being with so many people who have the same passion as you is
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I think it's gonna be so overwhelming, but at the same time really fun. And I'm so excited, Mel, that you're gonna be there. It's gonna be fun, you know, connecting with people who are there. Try to pick up pins on Thursday and do the early pickup. The pins will probably be picked up at Coronado. Yes, I think I read that. So that's on the 11th. So
Val, are you gonna get the mystery pins?
yes.
Because if you get, I'm gonna say it now, if you get any doubles of Figaro, I will buy the double off you.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I don't think there were any good, like specifically Figaro ones, but
There was one, I know there was one of him in the mystery, or the one with he's in it, and the other one was going to be online, an online pin. So I don't know how that online element is going to change the event, or how easy or hard these online pins are going to be to get. I don't know how that part really works.
I think it's going to be like when they had Mickey's Main Attraction, that you're going to go into the waiting room and you're going to be lucky.
I'm getting like anxious just thinking about it.
I need the Aristocats one. There's like a long kind of film strip.
Well, it is like Aristocrat for you, Val, because you just have so many of them that
Nicole says, you're so brave interacting with stranger intentionally. I was reading that as strangers internationally, and I didn't understand. And, you know, Nicole, my grandfather used to say a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. That was one of his expressions.
At least when it comes to pin trading, I would say yes.
Yeah, I hope so. No.
I don't have a problem. I could go. I could go and talk to anybody. It's fine.
That's awesome.
Mary, I loved your days of the week pin video you did, and Magic Wishing Star. I'm still getting through a lot of them, but I just loved hearing about everybody's week. And was it idea. Thursday? That's your easier day. Like, I don't know. I just felt like I got just such like a special glimpse into your life in a different way through that tag.
Thursday, I'm off on Thursdays because I have to work on Saturdays. So, but
I was watching you and Tony, and I'm like, they both really love their jobs. I just
Yeah, but you know firsthand how I feel about my job. I've told you before.
yes, I know, but I just like it was a few of you that were like no, getting through the week, and it. I mean, my job's insane, but my week is never dull. Um, yes, Melissa, we're gonna hit those pin boards. I mean, that's the number one thing I care about. You know what I mean? Um, and that pin tag was super fun. It was super fun.
We all should do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I wanted my husband to do it with me because I love seeing you and Tony do it together and both talking about your weeks. But he was like, I don't think I'd have a lot to say, but maybe we'll see if he changes his mind.
Yeah,
it would be fun. It would be fun to see him in some more videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hasn't he done? He's done one or two.
Yeah, every now and then. Like it's funny. You never know what's gonna like encourage him or inspire him to want to do it, but sometimes he's like all for it, and other times, nah. So
I
like
was looking for CCPP, Celebrating Collections People and Pins. Thank you, Christine. That was so much fun. I was almost thinking for 1 month to like challenge people to tell a story through pins.
That's fun.
You know, any kind of story. It doesn't have
maybe your own story, like, you know, like
right. Or maybe you want to tell how you met your husband, or maybe somebody else wants to tell, you know, anything like that.
Great idea, Val.
What?
That's a great idea.
Would that be fun?
Yes.
So yeah, we've already set the rest of 2022, but somewhere in 2023 we'll have tell a story through pins.
And then you'll get the story of how Nina met Tommy, a story in pins. So when Mel mentioned that there's a pin trading board too, and the line gets huge, my question for Mel, for you, Val, is how do you plan this trip without feeling overwhelmed? Because I feel overwhelmed for you guys, knowing so many exciting things that are going on. So how do you kind of prioritize and schedule that out? Yeah, good breathing, meditation.
I mean, because I have the wish after that, I have, you know, I'm going to be fish extending for the wish. Oh, I am giving fish extender gifts to 35 people. And so, I mean, it's 9 different cabins, but it's 35 people. So I will have an entire medium-sized suitcase filled with fish extender stuff.
Wow.
You know, so I've got to get all that sorted out, and then I've got to get all my pins sorted out, and then I've got to get so yeah, I will be super overwhelmed for both of those things, because like the wish, I feel like I have to see every corner of the ship and I have to have every experience, and there's no way in 4 days that you can do that, or 3.5 days. And so I think I'm just going to keep reminding myself, like, this is the first time I'm at one of these events. It's not the last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exciting.
I can answer that question that Nicole just asked.
Yeah.
Do they do anything like that on Carnival?
No, they don't do fish extenders on Carnival cruises, but if you're in the Facebook groups, a lot of the Facebook groups will put together like gift exchanges, or like if you watched our cruise video, duck hunts, or like stuff like that, different little things. It's not technically the same like fish extenders like you're talking about, but they do put those kinds of things together. I didn't join any of them, but
yeah. I know that the hiding the ducks is a cruise industry wide thing now.
Yes.
You know,
it's a big deal.
So I make sure to have a lunch reservation at a nearby place at Epcot, like Rose and Crown. That way I know when I take my break, I get to go back. Priority of events is a Disney pin board.
So she has her lunch plan, like already has the time plan, so she knows when she's leaving, when she's due back, and then prioritizes the boards. Mel, have you done a video about like prepping for a pin event or an on-site Disney pin event? Because this could be your jam.
That would be a great video.
Yeah, it would. Be very
Speaking of
informative.
pins, I want to appreciate that Melissa is you're right there with Ryan now in terms of Instagram posting some of the new pins every time they're coming out, and I love it. I love seeing it. I love following you and seeing what you're posting, and you know, a lot of cool stuff. And sometimes I'm like, ooh, Melissa beat Ryan. He hasn't posted that. It's been 3 hours. You know? But
Yeah.
I love that's how I know what pins are coming out, you know?
I love that Mel has the added bonus of not just showing pins, like you'll get Harry Potter stuff, Loungefly stuff, and I think a lot of it is interchangeable where we like all of it or like the Loungefly too and not just pins, you know. So it's great that she's got everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Separates her pins ahead of time. Lanyard with the pins
That's a
they
good
trade
plan.
from boards. And then the good pins. Okay.
That's a very good idea. So yeah, we're just chatting.
That I wanted to ask, sorry, I have another question, but I know in past cruise videos you've mentioned how the Facebook groups kind of indicate like what sort of, do you feel like you have a fun fish extender group based on, is there a Facebook group for this cruise that you have coming up?
Oh, yeah,
So can you
there
get a
is.
vibe that's going to be like fun or?
So this is going to be a Disney cruise on crack. What I mean by that is it's like on your average Disney cruise, I would say my guess is 50% of the people are first-time cruisers,
Okay.
and then like 20% are in the silver category, and then maybe 10% are in the gold category, and 5% are in the platinum. Meaning, how many cruises you've been on? Like 2 to 5, you're silver.
Okay.
6 to 10, you're gold. Above 10, you're platinum. They've now created for this Wish launch, they've created a category super platinum, which is like 25 cruises or more. But something like 80% of the people on this cruise have been on so many Disney cruises. Like I would say 50% of the people seem to be platinum. You know what I mean? Like I know nothing. I'm a completely inexperienced cruiser compared to most of the people that are going to be on the ship. And so that means everything that happens that's fun, like the door decorations, you know, when you walk through the hallways and you see the door decorations, like there's a couple decorations on this door and a couple decorations on this door, and wow, this person really did it up. And then there's like 5 blank doors, and then you'll run into one that's just explosive with like, this person's been on 10 cruises, they have so many magnets, whatever. It's going to be like that on every door.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be fun.
It's so
if those platinum rankings apply to Disney vacations, where would everybody be ranked? Like I think platinum. I'd be platinum, but not super platinum.
I'd be super.
I'm somewhere around 10, you know. But I mean, this year has been, I finally have my AP, so this year I've doubled my number or something. But we just hit gold in terms of the cruise line. So we've done 5 cruises, and now this will be our 6th. Days visited or trips total. I think you were talking about trips, right?
Yeah, trips total.
Well, if you count days visited, I'm like ultra platinum.
Yeah, there you go. Nicole's most recent trip alone, I think, would qualify her to be.
She didn't go to Disney.
Oh, it was Universal and Parks or Disney Springs
and SeaWorld.
Got to see those Sesame Street.
I met Nicole in SeaWorld.
Oh my God, that must have been fun.
Yes.
You're almost wait. Karen's almost platinum. Karen, we have to go on a cruise together. Like seriously.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
We're gold Carnival cruisers.
Are you? Very nice. I said, I don't know if you heard me. I said that Mary, you're vibranium for the parks.
Yeah.
I mean, what's above platinum? If it's Disney, it's got to be vibranium.
I've been 40 plus times.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
same, Nicole.
Karen, you're platinum after your 10th. So your 10th is your last gold one, and then your 11th you're officially platinum.
Exciting.
So, yeah.
I have only been on one cruise. It was Norwegian, and I liked that it had a casino, and now I'm used to that. And I'm like, oh, if I go on a Disney cruise, I'm not going to have a casino because that was kind of fun.
I
It's
don't
one
know.
of my
Casinos,
favorite things,
yeah,
except when they're smoking.
yeah.
yeah, aren't they always smoking though?
Yeah,
It's
but
changed in recent
ship,
years.
this last ship we went on, half was smoking, half was not. So we could sit in the non-smoking because, like, we literally couldn't smell it at all, and it was
That's
wonderful.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't know. I that's one thing that keeps me from going on a non-Disney cruise is that the idea of just all these, I don't know, just tons and tons of super drunk people, which is not to say I
Mm,
don't get drunk on a cruise,
right.
but I'm not
it's not as bad
allowed
as
to
you
be
think.
drunk. What?
It's not as bad as you think.
And
Okay.
it probably depends on the cruise line you go on too, because I think what I went on, which was a really like cheap deal, I was there were you could tell some stuff was going on where and I didn't love that. So I think if I went to a different caliber cruise, it would have been a little nicer
So
for me.
Carnival is known as the party cruise line.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you don't know that, Carnival is the party cruise line. And I was worried about that the first time I went because I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be over the top. People like falling off the
Hmm.
ship and, but you don't even see most of the people. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing your own thing. And,
Right. Right.
you know,
Yeah.
my favorite thing about the whole cruising is the spas on the ships. Like, the spas are just amazing.
I loved the inclusive price
So
tag. I have to say that was just really freeing, like just kind of paying
yeah.
and then going. Um,
I mean, everyone says the cruises are so much more expensive, but I don't think, like, if you're going to the sit down dinners at the parks every night, you're
Mhm.
spending as much as you are on a
yeah,
cruise, and
Yep.
and then you're sitting in this really fancy restaurant and there's 20 things you want off the menu and you can only pick two and you're not sure you want to pay for dessert,
Mhm.
whereas you go on a cruise and you're like, I'll take all three of those desserts, please.
yes, it's like pay and stay. It's
Just
like I'd
order the
rather
menu.
yes, like worry about paying before you go. So when you're there, you just
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
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 And I've only been on Carnival, but Carnival is that way. So it's like you go and you sit down and it's nicer restaurants and you can literally order everything on the menu if you want to. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes,
it's already
please,
paid
yeah.
for. Now you can upgrade to like a chef's table dinner and it's a little bit more expensive. Or you can, you can buy an alcohol package and pay for it up front, drink what you want on the whole time, or you can just buy drinks as you go. We don't drink enough to cover the alcohol package, so we just buy drinks
Hmm.
as we go. But
Well, at Disney
a
they have
cruise
no alcohol package,
on Disney,
um,
yeah,
But
and
they do have alcohol. You can drink on the cruise.
oh yeah, and then the like sodas and juices are free, so
Nice. Okay.
that's, you don't have to pay a package or anything for that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Um,
that's good.
yeah, you just
Oh,
pay
and I
for.
love, entertainment on board is so good on Carnival. One thing about Carnival, which I haven't been on Disney yet, but a cruise is the cheapest vacation we take.
Hmm.
I mean, like, if we go to the beach, it's more expensive to go to the beach than it is to go to Disney.
And it doesn't feel like you're skimping on a vacation when you say that. When you say it's your cheapest vacation, it's not like it's this cheap vacation. Hey,
Right.
kitty.
Yeah.
It's
It's
Barrios.
literally our least expensive vacation. Now, we do want to do a Royal Caribbean cruise because they are nicer ships. And like Melissa says, it's a nicer atmosphere. And Carnival definitely does seem like a party cruise. But the nicer the ships get with Carnival, the less partying that happens.
Okay, that's nice.
Really?
Anyone
Yes.
hear about the Margaritaville cruise? Because Jimmy Buffett launched a cruise ship, and the initial reviews on YouTube as well were very bad. It seemed like they were not really prepared for their first takeoff.
I did not.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard about it.
Yeah. So it's Margaritaville at Sea, if anyone wants to check that out. Because I was intrigued
Interesting.
by the initial concept, but then I was looking more and more into it. I was like, I think I have to give this a few years.
Yeah.
Nicole, it depends on what shore excursions you want to do. Some of them are
Sorry.
expensive, some of them aren't.
And it also depends where you're going. Like part of the
Yeah.
reason, at one point I booked an Alaskan cruise and then we canceled it and it ended up being in 2020 anyway. So like it wouldn't happen, but I never paid for the whole thing. But the thing about Alaska is A, it's one of the most expensive Disney cruises, but B, you know, I have to go bobsledding if I'm on the cruise. And that, even though it's $400 a person and there's 3 of us, like, do you know what I mean? Like if you're all the way in Alaska, how are you going to just bypass these really expensive, really marvelous magical excursions? You know, it's different. Like we've gone almost the same route every time we've cruised with Disney. So it's like, oh, Nassau again. We skip Nassau at this point. I gotta say, we stay on the boat, we have fun, you know, and then it's like, okay, Mexico will do this or whatever. And then we didn't even get off in Mexico in January because of COVID. I was like, this is not the day to go, you know, even though we're allowed to go into another country, I just don't feel the need, you know, I'm going to lounge by the pool and enjoy my.
Yeah. And it must be less crowded by the pool when everybody's going. So it's almost like might as well stay put.
Right.
One of my bucket list items, Val, is to go on a Disney cruise with you.
Well,
yes. Well, let's do that. And I
love for shore excursions. I don't know about Disney, but for Carnival, it also depends on the length of your cruise. So we're doing an 8-day cruise and we've got 4 stops. So yeah, it's going to be more expensive if we book a shore excursion in every port. If you go on a 4-day cruise and you only have 2 stops, it's obviously going to be cheaper. Now we booked one excursion that was like $30 a person. So that was cheap. And then we booked a swim with the dolphins that was over $100 a person. But if we book one expensive one and 3 non-expensive ones, then it's not too bad, like on your budget. But this cruise that we're taking, we're going on a cruise next week. This cruise that we're taking next week was mostly cruise credit from the 2020 cruise that we didn't get to take. Well, we didn't have to pay for most of it. So.
Do some of the packages include excursions, or are these always add-ons?
You have to add them on.
They're always add-ons, at least with Disney. But there's, if you go to Castaway Key, which is the Disney island, and almost all the cruise ships have their own island now. Like Carnival, does Carnival have one?
Yeah.
You know, it's so much fun, and there's a lot of things to do, and there's some that are not very expensive. So the only excursion we're doing on the Wish at Castaway is we're going on the banana boats. Like these, it sounds like you've got 3 people hurdling what looks like a banana, and it's basically dragged around by a speedboat super fast for a while in the ocean. And
you need somebody extra to record it, so this way we can see the 3 of you in the boat.
Right. I mean, it's like a 45-minute event, but it sounds so much fun, and it was like $20 a person, like totally worth it. And then you can rent these wonderful floats, and then you can also rent scuba gear. So not scuba, snorkeling gear. And my kids don't like to snorkel, but I will go out for like 2-3 hours and snorkel in Castaway, and that's like my favorite part of the cruise.
Wow.
So,
Logan loves the snorkeling.
Yeah, it's negligible to rent the snorkeling gear. I forget what it is, and you can also bring your own. I just don't.
I absolutely will go on a cruise with you guys. I need time, like Karen. I need time to get myself together and budget it, and I will totally go.
Okay, let's plan it.
I'll have to bring Michael. But
Yeah.
you know, most of you like him.
You're not like, I mean, you make it sound like he's a cockroach in your luggage or something.
So if it was like a Disney trip, I'd bring Tommy, but I already told Tommy he doesn't like to cruise. So I was like, oh, Val already said, like, if there's a Disney YouTuber cruise, I could room with her. So Val, you said it in passing once, but I will quote you on it as we get closer to when we decide to do it.
Now we're
Let's
sticking
do
it. That's it.
Yeah, no, that would be so much fun. Yes, well, you bring Andy, and
Thanks,
yeah.
Nicole.
No, Michael is definitely not a cockroach, so you know.
Oh, yeah, you've met him.
Yes, he's awesome. I'd love to cruise with him. It's just the way you're like, I have to bring Michael.
Because he likes cruises. He loves cruising. So
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
No, yeah, it's not a YouTuber ladies exclusive. We, you know, if you bring the whole family.
No.
I should bring my mother. She would
Don't
love
start
it.
that. I'm not bringing any more kids on vacation.
Sorry, kids. See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, how many more vacations can I just plan for Jonah and just announce to him that we're going? I feel like we're near the end of that road. And so I'm gonna make him go as many, although he's like, if you're paying, I'm coming, you know. But,
yeah, mine are to the point where they're kind of like, okay, I think we're over this family vacation thing. So
maybe and then they'll come back. You know, they boomerang.
Well, yeah, when they're like,
yeah,
honey,
when they're older and they have their own family and they want me to pay for their vacation,
and
sure,
babies
come back. And I'll take their babies to Disney.
Right. Stephanie says, I love C. I'm not sure what C is.
Well, bring Grant. We love Grant.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to go dancing at the clubs with Grant because I've seen how Grant dances. So,
so vacationing with her kids.
Belle isn't sure. Belle isn't sure that she wants to be in Florida for 2 weeks, but Brad gets sad when you go away.
Just for the weekend.
So does anyone else have the recurring dream? I have this dream that I'm in Disney and it's time to go home and I didn't see the castle yet, or I didn't get to Magic Kingdom yet. Like it's time to go home and I didn't get to do the big stuff yet.
You didn't finish your exam. Oh my gosh.
I have all the time and it's horrible. I mean, it means because it's been too long since I've been. You know, I used to go annually growing up and now can't swing it. But I have these dreams, all nightmares really.
Oh, that's sad, Nina.
Yeah.
Next time you go, Nina, let me know. I'll try to get down there.
Oh, that would be great. But I think, you know, like Nicole was saying, I want to have it be like 2 weeks. So this way I don't have the anxiety of having to go home when I didn't get to do anything I wanted to do yet, you know?
Yeah. I wish I could go for 2 weeks.
Abby Kate is not over the vacation thing. And Stephanie says that her kids are 13 and 22. Yeah, mine are 13 and 20. So I hear you.
Mine are 18 and 15.
So my kids are not as into the Disney magic, like the magic of Disney as I am. They're like, you're the child, Mom. You know? Like, okay.
Austin wants to go to Disney. He hasn't been since 2020. But Logan was there in March, so he's not overly like excited to go back. But Austin definitely wants to go again.
So the cruise is just you and Michael.
Yeah. Well, they went on a cruise last month. They only get to go on one vacation a year. We go on 3. They go on 1.
Yeah. So I'm actually leaving on Tuesday to go to Syracuse, which I'm super excited about.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's where I lived for 10 years. And I haven't been there in 10 years now. So
wow.
My dear friend Tim has moved back to Syracuse. So we're going to stay with him. And then we're going to drive from Syracuse to Montreal and see my aunt and uncle for a couple days. And hopefully, not 100% positive, I get to meet Melody Phoenix face to face.
Wow. So
really
Val, will you have pre-recorded content up during your trip, or will you be taking a break? Or
I've got a couple things scheduled. I'm not gonna. So yes, okay. Official announcement. I'm not doing a live next week
okay,
because I'll be in Montreal. I did do a pin opening video today. I put it up and scheduled it for Sunday at 8 p.m. So if people
great.
are looking
Oh,
for
good.
me Sunday at 8 p.m., there's going to be a pin opening video. You know.
You're so thoughtful to think of us. Well, that's why I asked, because I'm like, am I not going to see videos from Val for like a week?
Oh no, I'm around. A few of us, Karen and Mary Jo of Rolling to Orlando, and Seth and Lauren, Castle Skips and Clones, we have a collab on Tuesday where we all ordered the Loungefly
Oh, fun.
ice cream, princess ice creams. So we're all opening princess ice cream pins.
That'll be fun.
That's on Tuesday. That one I have up too.
Great group of people.
Yeah, it was fun. Now we're still trying to figure out who has what and who wants to trade what.
Yeah, those collabs are fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what I got? Maybe I should open it here. I ended up after my DIY pin binder fiasco. I looked on Facebook Marketplace and found one of the really older Disney pin binders that kind of have like the velvet sheets.
Yeah, those
So
are
I
nice.
haven't opened it up yet, but I got one of those to see how I like that because I still just don't know what I want to do with my pins. It's hard out there.
I have so many boxes of pins like taking over my entire room. Can I show you a couple pins I got?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I got a couple of the Stitch pins that are coming out for the 20th anniversary. This is a pretty big one. It's not a Loungefly. It looks like one of the Loungefly.
Yeah, it does. Is that from Shop Disney?
I know it was somebody did a pickup for me.
Oh.
I don't think it's on Shop Disney yet. It probably will be for like,
Well, now I'm gonna check. So if you see a reflection in my glasses, it's me looking up Shop Disney.
Yeah. I know. Where are you on Stitch, Nina? I know where Mary stands.
I don't. I'm pretty neutral on him. I don't collect him, and if I got a pin of him, I'd trade him. I guess how I'd put it.
You don't. Yeah. Okay.
I don't seek him out.
So here's Stitch and what's his name? That's the suit and the two other aliens. And then this one was super cute. 626 Day.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to I'm right under the light, so the light here is not good for showing pins. Yeah. I love Lilo and Stitch, and it's like one of our favorite movies in our household. So I also picked up, because I do collect her. Oh, I know where I got these. I got these from Dream499 on Instagram.
Yeah.
She's in California, and she'll post pins and say, I have 25 of these, first 25 to claim them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not quite a live sale, but it's a... What is going on here? These pins fall apart. I'm not happy here.
Oh, that's no good, Val.
Well, I don't know if this fell apart, but there's clearly another magnet on the back of this.
You have a magnetic pin?
Well, yeah, it's
the flower.
the beautiful florals. Yep, and of course, I have gotten all of these so far. I'm not sure if I'm keeping them all, but of course, I'm going to keep my girl Tiana.
Yes.
Can you see her?
Yeah, I can see her. Are you excited for the announcements regarding the ride that they've given thus far?
For the Splash Mountain remake?
Yeah.
Oh, very. And I wish they'd hurry up and get on with it, personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't think people realize how horrendously racist the movie that Splash Mountain is based off of is. I remember watching it in elementary school and being shown it almost every year. and having enough sense in elementary school to be like, it was cringy. Do you know what I mean?
Why
Like,
were they even showing it in elementary school?
I don't know.
That's like,
I mean, like some people argue that it's Black folklore because it's Brer Bear and Brer Rabbit, and that is Black folklore. But the way it was all done,
wasn't it maybe created by white people? So maybe,
right. And
you
there
know?
were team members at Disney that were like, we need to get so and so and so and so, i.e., these Black men, of course, but on the production team, and didn't happen. You know, so
Well, you
what
want to know my prediction on it?
what?
I think they won't close it until January of next year for its annual refurb. And once they close it, then it's done. And that's when they'll start the real remake of it.
Well, yeah. Do you think they probably want it available during holiday crowds?
Yeah, I think they want it available as an attraction as long as they can possibly keep it available as an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also through the 50th, if you want to be nostalgic, it's part of the nostalgia.
And and I don't know why it's part of nostalgia because it's only 30 years old.
Whatever.
It came out in 1992. So
they should have known better by then, you know.
Yeah, but I think they're going to wait until their annual refurb to shut it down because they claim that the new Tiana's Bayou Adventure will open late 2024.
Wow.
That's
so, but I mean, they do have to remake a lot of things because they're going to have to, you know, there's a lot of stuff they have to rework. Now, I know they'll use some of the animatronics that are already there. They'll just redress them because there's a lot of like Bayou type animals already in there that they can reuse.
Well, and the pathway is still a good pathway. Do you know what I mean? Like
it'll be the same path,
right?
It'll still be the same track. It'll just be different scenery and different songs and different, you know.
That's just not that huge compared to what they've done.
Well, yeah, I'm shocked that it will really realistically take them 2 years, you know, because not like they have to, yeah, like, well, I think that's why it lends to kind of what you're saying, which is that it's not closing right away, you know, because it's not like they have to make an animatronic that looks just like Johnny Depp. Like, you know.
Well, and I've been saying from the beginning since they announced it, which, you know, they announced it at a D23 Expo several years ago.
Yeah.
But even since the announcement in 2020, it's not that important to them, or they would have already done it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's another one of those things that, you know, they say one thing, but then they do another.
Well, and they might have said it. They might have announced it early to get the heat off their backs.
Yes,
about
it was, you know,
exactly what they did.
Critique and you know, of course, like Guardians and, you know, all that other stuff is going to bring in more money quicker, you know.
That's correct, Nicole.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a whole lot of retheme on the inside.
No, I would think the ride would only need to be shut down for 3 to 6 months, like not 2 years. That's just my guess.
And so, then you say that. So do they plan on running it all the way through 2023 and not shutting it down to the beginning of 2024?
I wouldn't be surprised if they run it through the end of the 50th celebration, which brings it into like what, February or March of 23.
Yeah,
you know,
and then shut it down and be done with it. But they do actually need to upgrade the ride vehicles because they keep sinking.
Because they do what?
They keep sinking. And every time I get on it, I'm like, please let this thing sink. Please let this thing sink. Like, I literally want to be on a ride that goes underwater. Like,
and
the
then
Jungle
you'd have the scoop on YouTube. The Siskiyous under the sea at Splash Mountain.
As leaks under the sea, it's returned.
Yeah. When we were at Disneyland last year, we were on Tom Sawyer's Island. I don't know if you guys have been to Disneyland and you know like the layout.
No, I haven't been to Disneyland.
So yeah, it's very different. But we were at Tom Sawyer's Island on top of one of the forts, and when you're up on top of the fort, you're direct shot straight across from the Splash Mountain. And we were just, looking around, and I was videoing and whatever. And I caught in the video them evacuating Splash Mountain.
Wow.
And I was like, you see the people getting out of the logs and walking down the thing. And I was like, I just want to do that.
Did you make that a YouTube short? I feel like that would be fun.
No, but it's in my video of Tom Sawyer Island. Yeah. It's on my other channel. It's not on the Siskatoons channel.
I really want to go to Disneyland and I want to stay, but it's expensive at the Grand Californian resort there and get to go into DCA right from there and just get that whole
property, and it's not expensive.
Yeah, but I just want to be at that hotel.
Don't get me started about the expensive places I want to stay.
Give me one, Val. Give me one.
I mean, I think I would love to stay at Riviera. I didn't quite realize that at first, but
Have you seen that studio room there's been YouTube tours of?
No,
at Riviera.
Go back to the Wish. Yeah. Studio room at the Riviera.
Yeah, because I could just see you living there, Val. That it should just be your place, because it has like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like, oh yeah, that's where Val of Singer Family Adventure lives,
So in my fish extender group, we have 10 families. One of them is staying in the Tower Suite.
Ooh.
Do you know how big the Tower Suite is? It is 2,200 square feet.
What?
It's like a 4-bedroom house. And it's in the tower. Like, the big towers? It's in the tower with double-story windows. And I'm so tempted to be like, can I tour your room?
You should just ask. You just want to go in and tour for your channel. You should just ask, Val.
Because I should. I don't know these people, but, I should. And
sometimes they really, if they're a Disney-loving family, they want to share that experience.
You're right. I should ask them.
And it's law of attraction, Val. Get in the room.
I mean, just can I breathe your gold-plated? Yeah.
Well, it's when I want to be rude and just go, what do you do for a living? Like, I just want to know so I can vision board it. Just let me know.
Right. Like,
yes, Nicole. I love all of those things. Well, I've never been to SeaWorld or met your best friend. But
yeah.
I just told her the other day that next time I'm out there, I'm going to go to SeaWorld with her.
That's fun.
I was going to say for me, Nicole, one of my best friends I've never met in person is Big Bird. So I do have to get to SeaWorld or Sesame Place, right? Mary, you met him.
Oh my God. He wasn't there this last time, or I didn't see him this last time.
Was there like an empty nest? That would be like so dramatic.
I have this picture in my mind of you carrying Buster to meet Big Bird.
We fantasize about what it would be like to bring Buster on a Disney vacation all the freaking time. Here's your Mickey bar.
I know. I might have told you, Nina, last time I met him, that my kids used to call my grandmother Big Bird.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was like a thing. And so when when we met him, I was just like, oh my gosh, Grandma.
That's amazing. Big Bird.
That's exciting.
Oh, right.
I do have to say, since they're going to be in Universal in October, we got the tickets. Oh, I wonder which, because in Orlando, at least, we got tickets to Halloween Horror Nights for the Ghostbusters house. But then we did none of the haunted houses after that and just went to Harry Potter and Hogwarts. And it was so empty because everybody was doing the Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah, so I totally recommend, even if you don't do the haunted houses, everyone's buying the extra package to do that. Buy it just to go to Harry Potter when no one else is there. Because it was
I had my best park day. Like Rafi and I had the best park day we've ever had. And it was all by accident. And it was last September, I think it was. And it turns out it was a Mickey's Not So Scary night. and we went to Magic Kingdom at rope drop, and there was no one in the park until like 2 or 3 o'clock.
Because they all are coming later to
They
go.
were
To the
all
party.
coming later, so they all went
Great
to other
tip
parks
out.
first, and we rode more stuff before we left the park at like 2, and we'd ridden absolutely everything we wanted to, and some
Wow.
things twice.
So that's a hack to make Magic Kingdom a half-day park, which it is not. So that's really cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, California. I loved Universal in California. It's very different than Orlando.
They're going to be the first to get the Super Nintendo World, which is going to be really cool. I've been watching videos on that.
We watched them when we could see the construction when we were there last year, and it was so exciting because you can if you're on top, so where it is, like you go down an escalator to it. So if you stand at the top of the escalator, and you can kind of see it. It's so cool.
It's going to be amazing.
So cool. Yeah.
So is there a Harry Potter land in California?
Yeah, there's a Hogsmeade.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, I thought, yeah.
Not
so maybe it will apply if they're doing horror nights, as long as some of the Harry Potter rides are open. It's totally worth it. If somebody were to be prioritizing Hogwarts and not like crowds, because it gets so crowded at the Harry Potter areas sometimes that it's hard to enjoy. So this way I was able to at least enjoy and get some photos of myself without people in the background. It was amazing.
I love How to Train Your Dragon. It is one of my absolute favorite.
I have to watch that.
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, they're so good. And the first one, the second one, they're ones where the sequels are so good too. They're so good. They're like, some of the ones that I'm like, why isn't that Disney? It's so good. It's Disney. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you want to see a couple more pins?
Yes.
Yes.
So I picked this one up from Marcy Mouse Live, which dun, dun, dun.
Oh yes.
Yes, it's a WDI, and
that's beautiful.
It was one of those ones where I was like, oh, I shouldn't have spent that, but I really want that pin. Oh, too late now.
It's very you, so it's perfect for your collection. So feel good about it. There couldn't be a more perfect pin unless it actually showed up at your door in that form, a cat with a bouquet of flowers.
Right. Or like my dream man who is still like out there in the world and not like
exactly
has not found my front door. If he shows up with roses, okay.
Well, if you get married again, have him wear it on his lapel of his suit.
Honey, what do you mean again?
Oh, you never were married. Good for you, Val.
No, thank goodness. And then I told Cherie this was coming.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool? She needs this one. It's the only one she needs from the set, but I think she's buying it from somebody else. But yeah.
Cool.
Is that like a nesting doll?
Yeah, there's a whole set of them, but I just, this person had not any. These are pins from a woman named Kim who was selling on Pin Trading with Pow. And I think this was a Zap that she sent.
Ooh.
Because I bought a bunch of them from her. Yeah, it's a super sweet Zap. I got some cruise pins because I have to get the cruise pins.
Oh, beautiful.
Right? And that one says 2002. And then, I like dates on stuff. I know so many people don't. All right, I bought this Jonah's birthday. He was born April 26, 2002.
Oh my gosh.
It's April 2002 calendar.
Oh, that's good.
I haven't given it to him yet, but hi Lily. Oh, you've got to be in the video too. Come on up, come on. She's like, make room on the couch. Why is the couch covered in pins? This is my dog.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
That one.
That's a cute one.
Yeah, and I have never collected this puzzle, but it's a Stitch puzzle piece.
Oh, okay.
Look at my dog.
She's like,
Lily, what are you doing? You good girl. You good girl. That's the hammock stand that should be on my porch. She's like on the cushion, like she's on the back of the couch. She's so good.
What is his name, Val? Cleakley?
I don't remember.
Somebody tell us in the chat.
Cleakley sounds right.
What his name is.
And then I got this fantasy pin from her. I've seen this once or twice. It was a reasonable price. It was, I want to say $35. Like it was, she gave me a lower price on this because I bought a bunch.
Ooh.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like steampunkish.
That
Super steampunk. Steampunk.
really cool.
And I don't, you know me, I don't, this is an LE 500 from JOM Designs. I don't collect fantasy pins, but if there's a fantasy pin that speaks to me that's in one of my collections, then yeah, I might get it. So, sorry, there's a bunch of stuff going on. The show's incredible. The books are fantastic. I didn't know they were books. Harry Potter? Are you joking?
Oh, I thought you meant How to Train Your Dragon.
I don't know.
I think
there are How to Train Your Dragon books because Rafi's read them. But
so those I didn't know.
But I'm not sure which came out first, the books or the movie.
Ah, okay.
Whereas
I'm gonna look it up.
Bleakley, yeah, that sounds right.
That was close.
Bleakley.
And y'all know how much I love Lilo and Stitch, so.
So yeah, so it's embarrassing that you know and I don't, because yeah, but and she's glittery. I don't know if you can see how glittery she is.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
And look at that, Val.
Yeah, my Maleficent board is run out of room. Of course, it's only like this big, but you know, I have quite a few Maleficent pins. Are you all? I don't know. Partly I'm so excited to go to Syracuse because it is 20 degrees cooler there than it is here, and I am so hot and miserable in Georgia. Like, and I'm of that menopausal age, y'all. I get hot flashes. Okay, so I just had one just now, but yesterday I was at Target and had to buy some stuff for my trip and was enjoying the air conditioning, but it still wasn't enough. And I was in like a sleeveless little dress and I walked by all the freezers and I just started fantasizing about crawling in the freezer and just staying there. I was like, how long can I just hold this door open and stand here before somebody comes along?
Once my mom bought a Mickey bar just to like, she didn't take it out of the wrapper, just to like hold in her back because we didn't have like an ice pack or anything because she was so hot in Florida.
I'm not sure if that's a waste of a Mickey bar or not.
Yeah, that's how desperate things got.
Yeah. You'd have to have a cup.
Yeah.
But once it was melted, you could still have it.
Yeah.
You know.
But and then whenever my brother has a brain freeze, like as a kid, she'd go, "You're in Epcot. You're hot." Like,
and well, we're going. That's the one thing about our August trip. We've never cruised in August. We've never done the parks in August. So,
yeah, we used to go. First, we'd go during spring break, and then they switched to going the last 2 weeks of August. So it was hot. But you just plan. You have to kind of do more. For me, at least, I would splurge for more sit-down lunches where I could sit and get an AC and really like rest, and that at least helped me.
Yeah, and hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrate. Take those. So if you have those like cool towels, get those because those are good, and you just wear them on your neck the whole time, and you can just take them into the bathroom and wet them every so often, and they're just very helpful. Yeah.
Our last day, because I'm doing 2 days at the pin training event, and Jonah and Rafi are going to be in Epcot with me one of those days, and like we might ride some rides together, or they might just go on their own, and then we're doing Animal Kingdom, and Jonah still hasn't ridden Flight of Passage, so
great
about that. Yeah.
Other than Mel, do you know if you'll be seeing other Disney YouTubers at the event?
Dreaming Francis is going, I believe, and and Kylie. Kylie's also going on the cruise. So
oh my gosh,
we're going to be at both of these events together. So
that's like a dream thing for me, Val. Both of you, because Kylie is so great.
Yeah, I adore Kylie, and in fact, we had been talking about the Wish, and she was like, "Yep, my family booked," and I was like, "Well, when they book?" And I was maybe gonna book like a week earlier because my birthday is August 7th, and and I think August 7th is like one of the days that they're, disembarking, embarking, and I was like, well, would I get off a cruise on August 7th? That seems like a sad birthday that the cruise is ended.
Yeah.
On the cruise, and I'm like, okay, Kylie's family is going on the 15th. And then it turned out the 15th was like significantly cheaper than going on the 7th. So I was like, that's it. I'm going to go with Kylie.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Kylie was.
And we just lucked out that the pin thing was right before it, because we had the cruise booked long before they announced the dates of the pin thing. What were you saying, Mary?
I said, that's awesome. You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
So, y'all, we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes, and we have not just talked about pins. We've been cruising, we've been carnivaling, we've been in Alaska, we've been, I don't know.
I do have one more question for you, Val. When you're at the parks for the pin event and you're in Epcot, do you plan to ride Guardians?
Oh,
hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Just making sure.
Well, see, so that's why the boys are coming the second day of the pin event, because I don't really know. I hope I'm playing this right, that the first day of the pin event, I'm going to be in the pin event all day long. And the kids have already said they're just happy hanging by the pool. Especially Rafi, like he doesn't totally love being dragged around the parks, you know what I mean? And and I have an AP, but my kids don't, so it's a lot cheaper if they're not in the parks.
Yeah.
And so I will be doing nothing but pinning that day, and then the next day they're coming in with me, and I definitely want to try to get on Guardians, and I went on Remy, but then when I brought Rafi back to Epcot. In February, we couldn't get on Remy, so I'm hoping we can do Remy.
What's a line now? Like it's not a virtual queue anymore.
Remy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was partly why we didn't get on in February. The line was still 2 hours long.
You can buy
it. I don't think
you can buy it.
I don't think you could. I don't remember what the deal was.
It's an individual lightning lane now.
Okay.
Because we bought it in March.
Okay.
We wanted to ride it.
I don't remember what it was. If it was,
it may not have been in February.
It might have been that we were we got it, but we got it for like 4:30, and we ended up leaving the park at 3 because we were exhausted. And I think it was something like
one
that.
Of those things. Yeah.
Will you be staying at one of the hotels you did last time, like around Disney Springs, or where you're staying?
I'm excited. We're staying. I got an AP pass discount to be at Port Orleans.
Oh, fantastic! I can't wait. For you and Tiana, that's gonna be a great time.
Yes, we're staying at Riverside, but it's gonna be super fun. And I've never been there, and it just looks so nice. And I went and saw Christine and Grant there in November. Like I stopped by. I didn't go up to the room, but just to go in the place, and it seems so nice. So yeah, we got a good room that I'm excited about.
I can't wait hopefully you'll have some time to maybe film some stuff, because I can't wait to see it.
That's one of the things that I stress about on a trip like this, is the balance of the just experience versus film. You know what I mean?
Maybe you pick one restaurant to vlog about that day. You know what I mean? So you're not pick and choose, so you don't stress yourself out. Or
and I think on the cruise I'm going to do a lot of short things where I'm like, here's what's in the store. You know what I mean? And that'll take me 10 minutes to film it, and then I'm going to enjoy myself. Or here's this, or here. I still have stuff from our cruise in January that I haven't put up. Like I have all my character interactions, which are great on the cruise lines because there's never, especially in January, no lines. So I've got character interactions. And then I wanted to do a video of the bathrooms. I know that sounds weird, but the bathrooms are so beautiful. I wanted to do a bathroom video. And yeah, I don't know.
It
So,
does, Stephanie.
yeah, super fun chatting.
So, do you have any other parks, trips, or cruises planned after this?
Mom, please tell me you're not watching.
Eh,
We booked. We're going to see my best friend Tim in Syracuse, and then we booked with him on the Dream in January.
wow.
Wow.
Although I told him, he almost bought his airplane tickets because that's going to be out of Miami. I almost bought his airplane tickets the other day, and I was like, "Hold on, Tim. Remember, I need to have a certain number of real estate closings before we can. Like, I'm not guaranteed that I will be affording that cruise because I don't know."
Yeah, check out some Disney cruises now.
So that's that, and that's a 5-night cruise, and he's never cruised before, and I'm so excited. And we'd have two, like, we booked 2 adjoining rooms, so Jonah will stay with him and Rafi will stay with me. So we'll see. And then I've been talking to Jonah's girlfriend about taking her down for a day or two at some point. You know, we took her one time on a cruise and like a couple days to the park, and that was 3 years ago or something, pre-COVID. So my 20-year-old who's had the same girlfriend since he was 14.
Aw.
Well, if anybody wants to go in November, I'll be there the first weekend in November. So
Awesome.
come hang out because Michael will be running the Run Disney, and I will need people to
Oh,
hang out.
great. I have nothing planned, so I got to plan something. Got to save that. Stop buying pins and save that money.
I know, that's the thing. I gotta
Yeah.
stop buying pins so I can keep
Yep.
getting on the cruise ship.
Maybe we should create like some sort of pin challenge where we're saving money for our Disney trip. Like, you know what I mean?
Like one of those.
Pin support group.
Yes, where it's like, you know, or whatever you spend on pins, you have to put into your savings pot. So it has to, you can only get it if you can afford to do both, you know?
Right. So thank you both for being here tonight.
Yes,
This
thanks
was
for
super
having me.
fun. Thank you all. Yay. Wow, Karen's still here. Thank you guys for all
Yeah.
those of you that have been watching and chatting. Really enjoy it. I think, any last thoughts to add, either of you?
It's just a really nice way to end my night.
Good.
That was good. It was fun.
Why a good relationship building? Oh yeah. What a good relationship. Yeah. So anyway. Good night.
Yeah, nice
all.
to see everyone. Good night.
And